Hello everybody, welcome back to another session of online sociology classes. So based on our previous videos on differential educational achievement in terms of social class, some sociologists believe that working class underachievement is due to factors outside the school. That is, working class underachievement is due to factors inside the home. Such factors include material deprivation, that is, the inability to afford basic resources such as inadequate housing, food and heating, and also cultural deprivation, that is, deficiencies in home and family background such as inadequate socialization, inadequate language skills, and inappropriate attitudes. In addition, cultural capital, that is, the knowledge, language, attitudes, and values, which gives the middle class an inbuilt advantage in a middle class controlled education system. However, some sociologists believe working class achievement is the product of factors inside the school environment. These factors include labeling, streaming, pupil subcultures, and the development of a self-fulfilling prophecy. So according to interactionist perspective, the teacher and pupil interactions as well as the school organizations are significant factors influencing the working class underachievement. Based on interaction processes at school, the processes of typing, labeling, and self-fulfilling prophecy produce educational underachievement. Donc, pour ben interactionist perspective, l'interaction entre ben prof avec ben élèves et surtout l'organisation de l'école qui influence working class underachievement. So based on the interactionist perspective, labeling at school by teachers and teachers' expectations influence a lot in terms of a pupil's educational achievement. Labels which teachers give to pupils can influence the construction and the development of a student identity or self-concept, that is, how they tend to see and define themselves, and how they interact with others. This in turn can affect their attitudes towards school, their behavior, and ultimately their level of achievement in school. Now talking about labeling, how labeling tend to affect the educational achievement. First, labeling refers to the process of defining a group or a person in a simplified way. It can be narrowing down the complexity of the whole person and fitting them into broad categories. Teachers actively judge their pupils over a period of time, making judgments based on their behavior in class, attitudes to learning, previous school reports, and interactions with them and their parents, and they eventually classify their students according to whether they are high ability or low ability, hardworking or lazy students, naughty or well-behaved students. So according to interactionist research studies of teacher labeling, the labels teachers give to students are sometimes based not on their behavior but on a number of preconceived ideas that the teacher have about their students based on their ethnic, their gender, or social background. And thus, labeling can be said to be grounded in stereotypes. Donc, il y a des fois que ben professeur, première fois que tu as un élève, vous êtes capable d'avoir une certaine impression des élèves là, ou bien basé sur previous report card, ou bien basé sur behavior in class, the teacher tend to label the student. And this labeling process can affect the student's educational achievement. Parce que arrive un certain moment que élèves là, ils peuvent commencer à trouver par rapport, ils peuvent trouver lui-même, ils peuvent build in ce self-concept ou bien ils peuvent build in certain identities que ils peuvent commencer à identifier lui, basé sur sa label qui sa professeur là in donne. Now in terms of teachers' expectation. So classic studies on labeling focused on how teachers label according to indicators of social class background, but not the actual ability of the student. Donc, dans l'étude qui est faite par Rist, l'étude qu'il fait, c'est teacher tend to label student based on the social class that they belong to, that is, the social class background. So based on Rist studies on American kindergarten, he stated that the process of labeling is heavily influenced by social class. He found that new students coming into the kindergarten were grouped onto 3 tables. Namely, one table was the more able, and the 2 other tables were named as the less able. He also found that teachers made their judgment not necessarily on evidence of ability, but on appearance, whether the students were neat and tidy, and whether they were known to have come from an educated middle-class family or not. Donc, research study qui basé en l'école maternelle, que ben professeur type label ben student based on social class. Ça veut dire qu'il y a 3 la table pendant cette study là. Première la table c'était labeled as being the more able. Et deux l'autre la table là indirectly was labeled as the less able. Et ben professeur là tu peux mettre de judgment, pas nécessairement en termes de ability, intellectual ability of the student, mais c'est surtout par rapport à élèves là sur l'apparence. Ça veut dire par l'apparence des enfants, nous finissons connaître si ils viennent depuis une famille riche ou bien middle class ou bien depuis une famille pauvre, pauvre famille. Okay? Et aussi, les professeurs là, tu peux classifier les students là based on their family background. Ça veut dire que tu connais si parents, la maman et papa sont bien éduqués, sont from middle class family ou upper class family, ou bien parents là, ils pas éduqués vraiment. Now coming to the self-fulfilling prophecy. According to the self-fulfilling prophecy theory, predictions made by teachers about the future success or failure of a student will tend to come true because that prediction has been made. Donc, self-fulfilling prophecy, cette théorie, c'est tout simplement prédiction qu'il fait par un professeur. Il y a un professeur, des fois, je prédire qui certains élèves pour passer et des élèves qui pour faire. Donc, il y a des fois, prédiction, sa professeur-là vient vrai. Quand sa prédiction-là vient vrai, c'est une prédire qu'il y a des enfants pour faire à la fin de l'année. Et vraiment, les enfants-là, ils font, c'est ça, self-fulfilling prophecy. So thus, if a student is labeled as a failure, they will fail. And if a student is labeled as a success, they will succeed. So one of the classic study concerning self-fulfilling prophecy is Rosenthal and Jacobson study. That is, they tend to apply the Pygmalion effect on their study. So a classic study supporting the self-fulfilling prophecy was Rosenthal and Jacobson study on elementary school in California. On their study, they selected a random sample of 20% of the school population, the student population, and informed the teachers that these students should be expected to make rapid academic progress. So at the beginning of the experiment for IQ, they tested all the students. And again, after 1 year, they found that the randomly selected student who the teacher believed to be average, they gained more in their IQ tests. And their report cards also were better. So they proved on this study that self-fulfilling prophecy was an actual phenomenon. Donc, dans Rosenthal avec Jacobson, ce study, il prend 20% de school population. Ça veut dire 20% de total school population. Il fait 2 tests avec les enfants là. Commencement de ce study, il fait un test basé sur IQ, que il connaît performance à mes élèves là. Là, il informe professeur là qu'ils vont faire un deuxième test dans 1 an pour connaître exactement que les élèves là les situés in terms of IQ test. Par rapport à deuxième assessment là, ils trouvé qu'il y a un certain nombre d'élèves qui sont catégorisés as average. Ça ben élèves là dans même deuxième test, ils travaillent plus bien que ben les autres 20% de ben élèves là. Donc ça montrait qu'il y a une self-fulfilling prophecy, the prediction of teacher tend to come true. Ça veut dire pendant ça l'étude là, peut-être au commencement, professeur là tu peux view ben student là as being average student, but throughout the whole year, capable professeur là ce attitude insensée envers sa ben enfants là, parce que il connaît qu'il peut l'étude qui peut faire pour tester sa ben élèves là de performance. So maybe at the beginning of the time, the student started to change his or her attitude towards the student who were categorized as being average. Maybe he was encouraging the student to work harder. So this tend to have a positive impact on the student performance. So at the end of the year, the student perform much better. Ça c'est basé sur Rosenthal et Jacobson study. Okay. So for our next session, we will look at how setting and streaming as well as pupil subculture influence educational achievement. So I will not be giving you any question for today. I will only request you to read online as well as in your Sociology Cambridge textbook on these subtopics. So on this note, you have a nice day ahead. Thank you.